OMG's boys, girls, and boys. How you doing? Red Gambit here with another. This is something new. This is something different, a little bit different, kinda, sorta, maybe a little bit. This is not going to be just your typical. This ain't your daddy's channel update. This is something new, something a little bit different, because I want to try and do something a little bit more intimate with you guys, a little bit more sexy, if you know what I'm saying. A little closer to you. I don't know, touching, we're rubbing dicks. I don't know. I'm going nowhere with this. Look, I want to do something different because I feel like we have a unique relationship, you and I, if you are, because I'm part of your life every day, or at least I hope it's every day. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's every second Wednesday. I don't really know. But I put out videos every day. You get to hear from me, and I don't really tell you much about what's going on with me in general. So, in case there's like 3 people out there who are interested in what I'm doing, I'm going to try and mix it up a little bit, kind of give you a little bit more insight into the process that goes on behind all the videos, things like that, and just have kind of a podcasty, relaxed kind of chat, just a little fireside get-together, if you know what I'm saying. So, this will be interesting, this will be a thing, it'll be something. I'm talking to a microphone in an empty room with my computer, a bottle of water, and just I'm not even wearing pants. No, I am actually wearing pants. It's okay. It's fine. So don't leave. Please don't go. Please don't go. No, it's fine. We're wearing pants. But I do want to talk to you guys about stuff. So let's get into it. Let's get into the business end of things. So stuff and things that are happening on the channel right now. So what I'm planning to do, well, I just covered that. I got a list in front of me. It's this fucking professional. I just talked about the thing that I just talked about. So looking for ways to, change things first and foremost. So I'm looking at ways to generate new interest in the channel, essentially, because the channel itself is doing well. It's growing. It's moving on up there, but it's growing slow. That's nothing to do with you. You're a viewer. You're a subscriber. You're here. You're listening to the sound of my voice. That's great. But, you know, I'm the kind of person who doesn't really do things by halves. I either want to go all the way or none of the way at all. I mean, the whole reason I got into the YouTube game in the first place was because I looked at PewDiePie, I looked at Pewdie's videos and went, fuck that guy, I can do better than that. Turns out I can't, because I don't have like I don't even have like a bajillionth of his subscriber base. I wouldn't be the fly that buzzes around his shit. But in spite of that, we keep rolling. There's something else. There's my fucking Facebook going off, even though I said not to. That's all good. So yeah, that's why I got into the YouTube game, and it was a terrible idea. But you guys are here, and which has actually made it all worthwhile. But I do want to grow the channel some more, and it's just not going fast enough, essentially. Like, I kind of like worked out, I projected the numbers, and maybe by the time I'm a rickety old man, I'll cross 10,000 subscribers. So, working on trying to improve that a little bit. And so yeah, I'm doing new things. We're doing single player playthroughs more often because I felt like there was a rotation for a very long time of Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, and whatever other fighting game was kind of flavor of the day, whether it was Pokken Tournament, or Guilty Gear, or whatever. And I felt like that format was getting pretty stale because aside from Street Fighter, none of the other videos really rated particularly well. Pokken actually did reasonably well, but I didn't like that game, so I dropped that. And yeah, that was kind of it. So I've been moving into doing more classic kind of games. So originally, the Arcade History was like, the idea with Arcade History was it was going to be like just like one video a week of a game that I played in my misspent youth that I could tell stories about while I played it. And that lasted like 2 weeks, I think. And then I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to play all the old games. So that's kind of where we are now. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope it works for you. But yeah, it's kind of the idea with that. So there are a lot of retro games going on the channel right now, and that'll continue just, you know, for the reasonable kind of foreseeable future, and probably until Injustice 2 comes out. That'll probably be the next big fighter we pick up. I'm going to try, I bought Mortal Kombat X for PC. I was hoping that the online would be better in that. So far from what I've seen, it's not. But I'll look into that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's just going to be mostly Street Fighter and older games at the moment, just with the way things are going. I am trying to mix up as well. I'm throwing in some other videos in there, throwing in like news videos on the Icebarn or Eastbarn. I still haven't figured out how to say his fucking name. Some video. Yeah, we did the Switch video for Nintendo, things like that. So I'm still mixing it up a little bit in terms of what content's there, but it's going to be mostly kind of retro games and Street Fighter V. That's kind of that's the meat of things for the time being. So yeah, there you go. And also stream dumps. I'm doing. It blows my mind actually. Like, I kind of threw stream dumps up there just because it was like 4 hours that I'd thrown into a stream that I decided not to use for Salty Warrior because was in a situation where I was doing more streaming than I had actually. I was actually getting more usable footage than I could actually use for videos, so I just went, oh, rather than just letting this video get deleted after 2 weeks, I'll just throw it up on YouTube. And shockingly enough, people actually really like the stream dumps. They get almost consistently better views than Salty Warrior does sometimes, which is really weird to me because it's not nearly as well refined or edited. But maybe you guys like the experience, I don't know. In which case, show up to the streams more often, but more on that later. So yeah, there's that. You probably noticed that there are some new thumbnails. There's a new thumbnail design going on the channel. That's just something that I decided to do, again, try and just generate more interest in the channel, because I realized that a lot of people, when you look at the thumbnail with the old design just wasn't really telling you very much. Like, it would just say The Thing, or Street Fighter, or what, or Salty Warrior, or whatever. And like, just looking at the thumbnail, you had to actually read the title of the video beneath it to actually know what the video was about. And I felt like that wasn't really the most economical way to try and get views on the channel. If people are like looking at it on their mobile, which they probably are, I hate doing it personally, but I have friends who do, and yeah, that's just not working for them. So that was kind of like the thought process behind the new thumbnail design. I put a poll up on Twitter and people seem to like it, so that's good, so that'll continue. But yeah, that's just in case you're wondering why I did that. That was just me just looking at ways to try and optimize the channel a little bit more as well. The other thing is that, like, I'm trying to find ways to bring people into the channel without being cheap. Now, what do I mean by cheap? Well, cheap is when, to me, there are ways that you can bring viewers into your channel and subscribers and grow your channel actually quite fast. And the way you have to do it is you have to be a dick about it. And you've probably seen a lot of this on YouTube already, being the savvy internet person that you are, that people will create things like shout-out Saturdays, or things like that, where it's like, oh, subscribe to my channel, leave a like and a comment, and follow all these rules, and then maybe, just maybe, I will create a shout-out video for you. And I fucking hate that. I really do, because the logic behind that is that people are subscribing to your channel not because they like the content that you're making, they just want their own little shout-out, and then that's gonna be it. But it works. I've seen channels grow way the fuck faster than mine as a result of that, and I don't keep an eye on them to the point where I see them, I don't know whether that actually, like, growth is actually sustained or whether that drops off after a while because people leave because they got their shout out or they didn't get their shout out or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking to see stuff like that, stuff like water bottle flip videos. Like, that's the fucking latest thing that kids are doing these days, because that just looks boring as fuck. There's that, killer clowns, all that kind of shit. Like, there's a formula you can use, and I've really been like trying to get into the science of this lately, like going into like what are all the trending videos, what do they have in common, what are the themes that run between them, what are their thumbnails like, what are their titles like, things like that. And there are really dickish things you can do. And like, going back to PewDiePie, he is a master of this, and he like, it's admitted. This is your Alex Jones moment. It's in the white papers. It's admitted. No, he says himself that he has to do this stuff just to stay relevant, and fair enough to him. That's his deal, and I'm not going to rag on him anymore in case you guys like him for whatever reason. But yeah, so like, there are things you have to do to like just get out there, I suppose. And I could do those kind of things, but I don't want to hate myself, so I don't do them, and that's probably to the detriment of the channel. But I just got a critical error on my computer. And Audacity is still going, so it's okay. Like, literally, I got a visual library runtime error bullshit, whatever that was. Anyway, back onto the ramblings and stuff and things that I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm just trying to find ways to generate kind of interest in the channel without being a dick about it to you guys, because I want you guys to like the content that I'm making and not just be here for other ulterior reasons which are shitty for everyone involved. Spooky Ween's over! Tonight's the last night that Spooky Ween videos were going up. They're actually like Darkstalkers videos. They're not actual horror game videos, which was a terrible fucking idea on my part. It was the worst. I thought to myself, after last year when I did Spooky Ween with Resident Evil 5 and a bunch of other terrible games, I thought, the channel's grown a lot since then. It's like, it's over doubled in size. Surely I can put, single player content of non-fighting games on the channel, and people will watch it, and like, nobody gave a fuck, is the short answer. Like, I was really enjoying Silent Hill Origins. I was like, wow, this is the best Silent Hill game I've played in ages, and like, last I checked it had like 10 views. So, you guys have spoken, nobody gives a fuck about that, so I will not make that terrible mistake again. My Facebook's still going off, I apologize for that. If you can hear the music, I have no idea. So, yeah, that's Spooky Ween, that's done. Probably won't be doing that next year. Bro, just gonna put that little permanent pony out to pasture, if you know what I mean. Heading over to the glue factory is what I'm saying. I'm gonna kill it off. There's that. I've had some problems with my internet as well. I moved to a new place to get really good internet, and I did get really good internet, and that's gone to shit. It went from being 90 megabytes up and 90 megabytes down to being 25 down and 5 up. It's been cut in like less than 1/10 of its speed, and I ring up the people who are providing it, and they're like, yeah, it's like 5 megabytes up, still pretty good. You should just be happy with that. Which I'm obviously not, so I'm probably going to be looking at changing providers or something. I don't fucking know. It's like life just seems to just move through phases of like shitting on me in different areas, which I'll get to again later as well. But yeah, so I'm just fighting with that a little bit at the moment. Streaming is still working, thankfully. I did a stream on the weekend, and I was still able to stream Street Fighter V and do the online thing at the same time without any real loss in quality, so that's good. Speaking of which, I do a little streaming now. I'm still doing streaming on the weekends, even though I have a job now, which, once again, that's the next topic on the list. I promise you, I'm going to do these things in order. I have a job now, but I'm still trying to stream at least once or twice on the weekends. So, if you haven't checked that out already, check that out, because there's not a whole lot of overlap between the YouTube audience and the stream audience, I've noticed. Which is, again, a little bit weird considering how many people like to watch the archives, so go figure on that one. But yeah, I do streaming over on twitch.tv/The Red Gambit, so head over there, there's a link in the description below. Check that out if you're interested in seeing Street Fighter V and other games as well. Like, Street Fighter V, by far, does much better than any other game that I do there. I do it at odd hours. I really do it in the evenings now because for a very long time I was doing streaming in the mornings, and people who were part of my earlier streams from last year would know this, that I did it, like, it was the evening for America, so I was trying to make it convenient for people in the States that I would do it in the morning here, which was evening in America. And that's all well and good, but A, like, nobody is on fighting games at that time in Australia. Like, nobody. And B, like, people just stopped sort of, like, that original crowd of people really just stopped sort of showing up to the streams, so I was kind of like, well, why am I just doing this? I prefer to stream in the evenings. So, unfortunately, if you're in the States now, I stream, like, very late at night, probably around, like, 11, 12 o'clock at night, if you're interested in that, but it's, like, 5 p.m. Australian time. But regardless, I always post, like, something in my YouTube, or the place where you are right now. The Twitter or the Facebook, there's always notifications there, or just, you know, subscribe to my Twitch channel and get notifications when I go live. It's that simple. So yeah, that's all the things, the whatnots, the things that are happening on the channel. You can close the window right now and you will miss nothing of things that are going on the channel, because I'm just going to talk about my personal life right now, and it's probably going to be boring as fuck, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, I got a new job, thankfully. If you didn't know, if you hadn't, like, been paying attention to my social medias, I don't know if I actually mentioned this in any videos or anything or not, but a couple of months ago, around the middle-ish of August, I lost my job, and it was it was the first time ever it's been through no fault of my own. They just went, yeah, your position's not needed anymore, you're redundant, you're out of here. Like, I just passed my 6-month review, like a month before that, and it was fine, and then I was gone. And, like, that was a really fucking bad time for me, because that was 2 months. I really only got the job just over, like, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And so for 2 basic solid months, I was, like, just living by myself in an apartment that costs a shit ton of money every week. Costs $400 a week. That's a lot of fucking money. I did get a payout for my job, but it wasn't huge. It was a few $1,000s. It was enough to keep the wolves from the door for a while. But towards the end there, I was starting to get very nervous about that. And it led me to a lot of dark places, because when you're by yourself and you have no one to talk to, really, you're just like, you know, 24/7, you're just in your own head, and you can't go out and do stuff because going out and doing stuff costs money, and you're trying to save money so you don't get thrown out of your apartment. It goes really bad. And so one of the ways that I really got through that was the YouTube channel. And I'm not saying that like to like just kind of be, you know, all sugary and, you know, oh, you guys are so great. No, I mean, I honestly really mean it, because I had to find a way to, like, just something to, like, occupy my time, because, I mean, you've got nothing but time when you have no job. And, like, to just hone like, to focus on, to just zero in on and say, here's something productive that I can do. And so for 2 months, I spent a fuck of a lot of time playing Street Fighter, and the reason I did it was because I know that there were a lot of people who watched Salty Warrior and whatnot, and they, like, I've seen the comments that people are like, man, you know, you're really good, you should be gold by now, you know, we believe in you, you're doing really, you know, you're really good, you know, you're showing us how to play Jury and whatnot. And so I was like, you know, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go for gold. So for, you know, for probably like a month and a half was the period of time that I was doing it. Like every day, or almost every day, every other day at the very least, I would play between 2 and 5 hours of Street Fighter online on my PSN account and just beat the shit out of that thing and try to just get better. And we finally cracked it last week. The stream on the weekend. If you missed it, we actually did hit gold with Jury, which was just a tremendous occasion. It was momentous. It was amazing. It was great because I had all these people in the stream chat. I like I said, the Street Fighter streams do really well on Twitch. Like for me at least, I get like probably between 20 and 50 people watching the streams, which is just great. It's fucking amazing considering the numbers I usually get, which is not good. So to have that was just like, it was a magical kind of moment. So I do want to thank everyone who's been very positive and very supportive of my Jury play and whatnot, and my Street Fighter and all that kind of thing, because I know I'm not the best guy in the world. And I know I never probably will be the best guy in the world. I'd have to train, you know, Daigo Umehara. He plays he has his own arcade machine that he plays on and all the other systems and things like that. He has a dedicated training place. There's a documentary, I don't know if you've seen it, where he actually has like his own separate apartment, which is just there for training that he travels to. It's like his office that he does every day. So that's crazy. But yeah, that's just, I guess the thing that came out of that is, and the reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because I'm rambling, I know, I apologize for that. But I know that there are a lot of people watching this now who are in the same kind of boat, that you guys are, you have your own struggles, you have your own dark places that you're in. And I just want to let you know, guys, know that like I'm there, I'm with you. You guys were with me, and I'm there with you guys. It's all about just find a goal, stay optimistic. Stay optimistic is the most important part. You know, things will get better. This too will pass with time, I promise. And yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, we're all in this big ship of life together. We're all steering the same place. You guys we all share a common bond, is what I'm trying to say. So let's help each other out, okay? That aside, I had plenty of time in my hands, like I said. So a bunch of games that I was like, well, I got a shit ton of time when I'm not playing Street Fighter. I may as well go through my collection and finish a bunch of games that I have not actually finished that I just own. The first one was Blops, which was the first game I bought. It was Black Ops. No, it wasn't Black Ops. It was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, actually. It was the first game that I bought when I bought my Elgato, because I was like, yeah, now I can be like a fucking YouTuber and record fucking Call of Duty. And of course, Activision put the kibosh on that one. They blocked that video in every fucking country as soon as it went up. So that was a miserable failure. And I played that game. I played the story mode all the way through, and it was fucking terrible. So it confirmed everything that I thought I knew about Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty, which is that it's not the game for me. So if you like your Advanced Warfare and your Call of Duties and whatever, more power to you. I like watching multiplayer. I've seen videos of people playing multiplayer, and that's kind of entertaining, but it's just not the game for me to play. I finished Xenoblade Chronicles X on Wii U. That was a fucking slog. That was crazy. It took, I can't tell the exact amount of time because you don't get it doesn't record your time when you die and reload a save. But I would say conservatively 120 hours on that playthrough, and even then I was actually under-leveled to finish the final boss. I actually had to, when you fight a boss in Xenoblade Chronicles X and you die 3 times, it will reduce the boss's level by 5 levels out of fucking pity. And I had to abuse that to try and finish the fucking game. It was insane. The final boss is like 5 phases. It's ridiculous. It was great. Amazing game. Loved it. But holy shit, that is a time sink and a half. So I did not know what I was getting myself into there. And the other game I finished was Dragon Age Inquisition, which I actually found to be the most disappointing game in the entire Dragon Age trilogy, which is kind of weird because it's the one that's had the most work put into it. I don't understand that. It's like, I love BioWare games with like Mass Effect and whatnot. Like Mass Effect trilogy, one of my favorite trilogy of games of all time. It's fantastic, but like Dragon Age, no, why? The first Dragon Age wasn't bad. It was a decent RPG. The second one, also not bad. Clearly rushed. Clearly had a very rushed development cycle, but wasn't bad either. And then the third game was like, hey kids, why would you care about like dragons and demons and like succubi and all that kind of cool shit when you can do political intrigue? Who wants to garner favor with factions? And that's the whole fucking game. It's like you finally get around to fighting the big bad at the end of it. Like, you don't even know who the big bad is. He just shows up out of nowhere, like a third of the way through the game, and then disappears, and then comes back at the end of it. It's just the dumbest fucking thing. I don't know, maybe people understand it better than I do. The combat system is boring as batshit. I tried every class, and it's still fucking boring. And I will say it does get good at the end of the game. Like, the last probably 4, 5, 6 hours, after Morgana shows up, is actually really good. It's just a shame you have to go through the whole fucking game to get there. So, yeah, I traded that in. I traded in a bunch of games for Xenoblade? No, for Xenoverse. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which I'm playing right now. Which is... I didn't actually look at any of the previews before that game came out, and it is exactly the same as the first game, with a few very minor exceptions. So, if you like the first game, great, you'll love the second one, but it is almost identical. Like, the hub world is different. The hub world is very different. But that's it. It's all the same classes, all the same character models, all the same combat areas from the first game. Everything's essentially the same. You can be Super Saiyan 3 now. I don't know if you can get Super Saiyan Blue yet. But, yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, I'm going to be playing some footage of that in the background here. Just as like a change from fighting games and whatnot. And you can see my cool character, because... if people have been long-time fans of the channel, if you go through like the playlists, you'll actually see there's like some quick plays there of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1. And people like that back in the day. Those were probably like the most popular Let's Plays I had in the channel back when it was like 400 subscribers. So this is like a little shout out for people who have been fans for that long. So enjoy that. Have that. That's the thing. Alright. I'm helping Dre out with his channel, which is kind of funny because Dre's in the same position where I started like 2 years ago. When I first started the channel on YouTube, I was like, I'm just gonna play the games that I love, the games that are really good, that people don't know about, games like Vampire and SSX and things like that, and I'm gonna like just play them, and I'm gonna do them really well, and people will love me for it. And Dre is learning the hard lesson that effort does not equal views at all on YouTube. I mean, I just got through talking about how you have to be really cheap and really dirty if you want to have fast growth in your channel, and he's learned that lesson the hard way because he is throwing his little heart into every video that he does, and it's getting no views, or very few views, on his channel. He has a whopping total of 40 subscribers on his channel, and I'm doing my best to help him out, but unfortunately, he has just learned that lesson the hard way, that if you want to grow on YouTube, if you want to make a channel, and I have friends who've done this, who've just made channels, and they're just like, yeah, I don't care how many subscribers I get, I just want to play the games I want to play. Great, do that, do the thing that you love. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants to play the games that he loves and grow his channel, and those two goals are in opposition to each other. They're not going to work out. So yeah, that's Dre right now. But yeah, that's Dre. So that's it. And yeah, moving forward, probably the last thing I want to talk about is I just want to grow the channel. I want to continue to do that. I want to improve the quality of my life outside of the channel. Like I said, I just got down to a very dark place, and I'm just starting to get things back on track. So I gotta find the momentum and the drive to keep doing that and keep pushing forward, and go to the gym every day because my butt got all fat while I was out of work. So gotta do that too, and just yeah, try and just live my life and try and achieve my dreams and do all that stuff that people talk about and have motivational slogans about on fucking Facebook. I'm gonna post motivational slogans on Facebook. Be the, like, don't dream the dream, be the dream, or some shit like that. I don't know. That's it, guys. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you found this little slice of life to be enjoyable, because that's what's going on. And if you did like it, let me know, and I might do more of them. I have no idea. It's kind of like my first vlog, and sitting here spilling my heart. It's just blood and guts and little lung bits and kidneys everywhere, and I don't know whether I should regret it or not. So let me know, guys, if you did enjoy. And please, as always, I have comments all the time from people saying, man, you put so much work into your videos. It's a shame you're not bigger than you are. And there is a way you can help with that. I swear to God, it works. Like, take the channel, take the YouTube, take the Twitch, put them on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your Snapchat, whatever it is that you use, and just tell people about the channel. That's all you have to do. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to me. So if you feel that way, if you see what I see, if you feel what I feel, as V would say, like, please do that, because it would make a huge difference to my life. So thank you very much, guys. That's it. Spooky Beans happen, like, it's wrapping up. There's Dark Circles on the channel as this goes up, so enjoy, and I will see you guys very soon.